So this is a video in which I want to talk about Frigg and Freyja in reference to them being involved in Lokasenna, as well as the fact that it seems some people like to believe that Frigg and Freyja are the same goddess. Now I myself, I do not take on board that idea. If you do, that's for you. But for me, in particular in Lokasenna, this issue is really kind of highlighted that they are separate goddesses. I mean, Freyja in the narrative of this story refers to Frigg directly when speaking to Loki, which for me is just the common sense solution, really, that they are separate. And also, the other thing that Freyja does is she acknowledges Frigg's wisdom and knowledge. It's very telling that it's almost like a woman's wiles, I feel, that Frigg keeps things to herself. Frigg is mysterious. Information, what we have written down, is very sketchy where Frigg is concerned. And this may be why Freyja is viewed to be more popular. But this is a disservice to Frigg, because she is Odin's wife, the All-Father's wife, the Queen of Asgard. And I don't want to disrespect Freyja, but she's not Frigg, if that makes any sense. It's just, Frigg is unknown. She is something that I think is maybe why she appears less popular. But perhaps it means you've got to put in more work to understand what Frigg is about. Now, Frigg gives as good as she gets with Odin. She's easily a worthy counter to the All-Father, without doubt. I mean, they sit on the throne together. They compete, playing games with each other, which can seem quite brutal. I mean, Odin gets trapped between flames for 9 days, I think it is, because Frigg doesn't want to lose to Odin. But she also gives him wisdom and counsel. It's Frigg that Odin speaks to before he goes to see Riddleweaver. And obviously she keeps secrets, which Freyja acknowledges in Lokasenna. It's this I don't know if it's humble or it's just deliberately being secretive. Perhaps that's at the heart of the mystery to understanding Frigg, is she knows things, but she's not all about letting the whole world know that she knows things. I mean, like Odin, she can be amorous to achieve goals. I mean, obviously Loki attacks her for sleeping with Odin's brothers when Odin wasn't around, and yet we've got stories of Odin doing the same sort of thing. To achieve a goal, he will use seduction to get what he wants, and yet this doesn't affect their marriage. I mean, ultimately, I suppose I would end with who is to judge the manner in which Odin and Frigg live out their marriage or conduct themselves. I'm not going to. That's something that's between them, and I think ultimately Frigg is a worthy equal to Odin. And yes, Freyja gets a fair share of popularity. It's not something I agree with, but as said, that's down for individuals and how you worship. I do feel Frigg is less respected than she should be. But anyway, they're my thoughts. Thank you very much for listening, and continue with Lokasenna tomorrow. Cheers.